and alcohol in our community, two of the most widely used intoxicants here on the Otago campus. And we've got a fine panel of the experts here for you this evening, so I hope you all appreciate the trouble that these people have gone to be here tonight to talk to you and answer your questions about what can be a contentious issue. So I'm not going to talk anymore, just say thanks for coming and thanks for being interested in these issues. And now I will hand it over to our moderator for the evening, John Sellwood, award-winning television journalist.
Our standards in this country for journalism are very low. I don't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's debate. My name is John and I drink tequila. I say that because I can feel rather smug about my drug of choice. What I do is legal. I self-moderate because I believe I can. I don't think I cause anyone harm. And, well, if I do, normally I tell them to bugger off. No, that's not fair. There's a serious point here. What I do is allowed. We look at Homer Simpson on the telly. He's there chipping away at a beer, eating bad food. We go, oh yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. Now, put a joint in Homer Simpson's hand, and what do you have? You have moral outrage. The question here tonight is why do we treat these two different drugs in such a wildly different fashion? Is you have the debate and you want to get somewhere and make good comparisons, you really need to start at the same base point, don't you? Level playing field. The trouble is we can't do that. So whenever you have this discussion, it becomes polarised. And it's so easy. It's, you know, to quote P.J. O'Rourke, it's like going hunting dairy cattle with a high-powered rifle. It's too easy to get trapped in this, oh, well, you won't let me do it, you're doing it, you're not doing it. It's too simplistic. Tonight, we've got a fine panel of people here, and what we're going to try and do is understand harm minimisation, because that encompasses the whole lot, legal or not legal. Harm minimisation, because that is how we approach pretty much our drug policy at the moment. Let me read you something. Harm minimisation. This is not how it works in this country. Certainly probably not how it works anywhere in the world, but let me read you this. The sole end for which mankind is warranted individually or collectively in interfering with the liberty or action of any of their number is self-protection. The only purpose for which power can rightfully be exercised over any member of a civilised community against his will is to prevent harm to others. His own good, either physical or moral, is not sufficient warrant. He cannot rightly be compelled to do or forbear because it will be better for him to do so, because it will make him happier, because in the opinion of others to do so would be wise or even right. John Stuart Mill. We possibly go more towards the Homer Simpson line, I think, at the moment, which is, hey, let me give you a quote from Homer Simpson. This will get to you. One of Homer's famous quotes. Mo, my mum said something to me which I always remember, and it went something like this. She said, Homer, you're a real disappointment to me. And you know, I think she's onto something. There's a sense, not for me to say, but I suspect amongst these panelists here, there's a sense that the way we approach our drug policy at the moment is to say, I'm sorry, we're disappointed, you're not doing that, it's prohibited. Is that right? Does it work? Well, we're going to find out, because as I say, we have a cornucopia, a goat swarm overflowing with expertise. We have people who know stuff, people who do stuff, people who believe stuff, and we have politicians. That was a cheap shot, because politicians do a lot, they do a lot. And we are indeed very fortunate with the quality of people we have here tonight. Let me introduce, working from this side to the left, we have Chris Fowlie, President of NORML. Okay, which raises a really good point. Let's be fair and balanced about this. Politeness and so forth when we get into these discussions. Let's give everyone a really good hearing, by the way. Pauline Gardiner, who you'll know from the WellTrust, which specialises in helping people, young people in particular, who have problems with alcohol and drugs. Pauline Gardiner. We have Ross Bell from the New Zealand Drug Foundation. Basically, they say we need a good conversation, a quality conversation on cannabis. like to thank and welcome Jim Anderton, the Honourable Jim Anderton, Associate Minister for Health, and the man who has his finger on the prohibition button. He's not afraid to use it. Jim Anderton. Kevin Dawkins, you may know, Professor of Criminal Law. Is that the way you say it? Criminal Law here at Otago University, or a Criminal Law Professor at Otago University, has a lot to say about how we apply the law at the moment. So Kevin Dawkins, we look forward to hearing from you. And lastly but not least, Nandor Tanczos, who's the man who put the in Parliament first of all. I can't think of his introduction really. So, without further this is the way we hope it will work. Each person here has their viewpoint, and we want to hear that viewpoint. We want to have a good discussion afterwards. So it's about 5 or 6 minutes for everyone. After that, we'll try and have a bit of a roundtable discussion, and then throw it open to you folks to ask the questions you want to.